What's going on, everybody? Mortym here. I decided to jump back into Elder Scrolls Legends, and I wanted to share some of that gameplay with you guys as I was kind of getting back into the swing of things. So it looks like we're starting with Fighters Guild Recruit. We'll get rid of the Singed Tiger and the Nimble Ally and redraw those. So with this being Bethesda's answer to Hearthstone, by and large, it shares a lot of the same mechanics. There are a few unique things, of course. Looks like they're going to play Shade and All Sapper on their turn 1. We're going to go ahead and use our Mana Potion, which is essentially this game's version of Coin, to play our Fighters Guild Recruit, which has Lethal and Guard. Guard, of course, meaning he has to hit it before anything else. Lethal, of course, meaning that if it hits anything, it just dies, regardless of its health. So, it looks like he passes rather than lose his Sapper to us. We are going to go ahead and, of course, kill it, because Shade and All Sapper has Drain, which would give him life, and we can't have that. But we're going to pass the turn as we don't have a lot else going on. So, mostly I just wanted to share some gameplay as I'm getting back into kind of building a deck and getting into the meta. As far as I know, this is still in closed beta. So, at least I think it was closed beta. It might be open at this point. So, in response to his Armorer, we're going to play our Black Sap Protector, which will give us Guard in the other lane of the map. I have put up a video about the basics if you guys want to check that out if you're lost at any point of this.
For the reach.
So, he plays Frenzied Witchman, which had an effect I did not see. So, there it is. He gave his Armorer 4 threes, but it killed itself on our Black Sap Protector. We draw a Somerset Mage. I think we're going to play our Kavach Soldier to give us another guard back into that lane. We could play the Shield Mage, but I don't want to overextend, I suppose. So we'll pass the turn with that. And our opponent does... Alright, so he plays a Tusked Bristleback into the Shadow lane. And it's worth noting the Shadow lane, you can still hit things with spells in that lane, even on the first turn. I just can't... Oh, we draw a Piercing Javelin, nice. So we'll probably just go ahead and kill his Tusked Bristleback. Because we can target it with spells, the only thing we can't do is hit it with our creatures on the first turn it's out. Or before it does anything while it's still stealth. Then we, of course, hit him. He loses a rune, so he draws a card, which is what losing a rune does, every 5 health on your way to 0. But only once, it doesn't regenerate, so like if I get that health back, I don't just get it back. So, waiting on him to do anything. So as you're building these decks, you get to pick 2 of the attributes from the typical Elder Scrolls game. He plays a 3/3, which I believe has a Last Gasp effect, which is essentially a Death Rattle. We draw into a Manacora, which is nice, really good card, but we don't have the mana to play it right now, so I'm not super concerned about it. If we play our Soul Rest Marshal, it will give us 5 off the next card we play, which I could use my mana to then play the Stone. Oh wait, that's right, it was 5, so it goes straight to 0. I was thinking it only went down to 1 for some reason. Alright, so we play our Snowy Saber Cat, which gets to attack twice every turn. And then we use our Fighters Guild Recruit to, of course, do 1 damage at least. Now she has her 3/3, and not much else going on. However, she does have a huge hand advantage on us, so it could still go either way. One of the things I like about Elder Scrolls Legend is how quickly the tables can turn on you. So he plays a Shadowfen Priest, which silences or destroys a support.
Looks dead to me.
Then hits us in the face with her 3/3. I believe we will Arrow in the Knee that 4/4. The Shadowfen Priest. Arrow in the Knee shackles, makes them lose their next turn, freeze, and of course does 1 extra damage. Then we could use Finish Off to go ahead and kill his Shadowfen Priest. I will play the Shield Mage, of course, just to give us a bit beefier creatures in this lane as we start to swing.
Chaos.
Got him down to 60. I think we'll leave the Shadowfen Priest alive just to see if he doesn't play something else that's basically just more useful to use finish off on than a 4/4. He plays Gold Brand. Gold Brand is annoying. You can tap it for increasing damage for 3 turns. We draw into Crushing Blow, which is always nice. I'd rather use the finish off and the Shadow Increase, though, because it's nice to be able to do a set amount of damage to him. He gets a card draw from coming down to 15, and we hit for quite a bit of damage. Unfortunately, our Snowy Saber Cat was shackled. And as we pass the turn, we'll see what our friend here does in response. If anything. Alright, so he taps Gold Brand for the second time, which gives it 4 damage, so he killed our Soul Rest Marshal, which is kind of the obvious play at the very least, since that doesn't cost him any mana. And then he plays a 6/6 with Guard, and 2 Moons Contemplation. So basically, if I don't hit him, he gets a free Priest of the Moons in each lane. But I'm going to hit him, so that's not really a big deal. We could Crushing Blow his big Guard and then kill it with the Saber Cat. Or we could just tap into our Manticora, which destroys an enemy in the lane as you summon it. And plus is a nice big beefy 6/6, so pretty solid. We'll hit him twice, which does give him both of his last card draws, but he's only got 4 health, and we have a Crushing Blow for a guaranteed 3 in our hand. So even though he has a massive card advantage, given the fact that we have our health and everything, I like our chances. Plays a Cinch Tiger, which is our Guard on our Shadow lane. It's kind of annoying. Stalking Crocodiles, kind of whatever. So he Gold Brands our Manticora, which comes as no surprise, really, but the Manticora was the easiest way to deal with him. But, we draw into Taxad the Pact Master. So Taxad has Breakthrough and Charge. Breakthrough means that any extra damage he does to a creature hits the player directly. Plus he has Charge, which is just Charge. He gets to attack on the first turn he's played. So we'll use that to run over him, do the 3 damage right there, and then we'll heal ourselves. Now, unfortunately, because we played Taxad, we don't have the mana to just win this round. However, with Crushing Blow, it's a guaranteed victory at this point, so all we have to do is wait his turn out, and, unless he does 32 damage in 1 turn, which just isn't going to happen, let's be honest.
Death comes to us all.
He plays a Silence minion. I forget what, yeah, it silences, and then it's just a 2/2 otherwise. And then kind of just waiting this turn out, since we kind of have our trump card in the bag here.
Chimera, guide us.
He played a support card for 1/1 across the board. We get a Skooma Racketeer, which we can use to give something lethal, but is kind of irrelevant, because we're just going to Crushing Blow. We might bad manner it and kill something, but nah. Alright, so there's the first round down, not too bad. Alright, round 2 against Jarvez. So I've been playing with the deck list a little, so this is a little different from the first match. We're going to get rid of the Drag Shell Armor, however that's pronounced. And we draw into a Hive Warrior, a Finish Off, and our Daring Cut Purse. We get first turn, but we don't have a 1-drop minion, so we're just passing it. The Daring Cut Purse is really nice because it has a Pilfer 1/1. Which basically means anytime it hits the player directly, it gets an extra +1/+1. He plays a 1/1 with Summon, so when he played that, it got a random Atronach into his hand. I don't know what, of course, he got. We'll play our Daring Cut Purse in the Shadow lane to try to make sure that it actually stays alive for as long as possible. Because we want that to hit him in the face. Because that's how it gets an effect, and if you can hit them in the face with it, it gets out of hand really quickly. He played Soul Split to destroy his minion to get a 3/2 in each lane. And he played a ward on the one in the lane with Daring Cut Purse, so I couldn't, of course, just kill it. I think what we'll do is we'll arrow in the knee to shackle his the one over here so we can get a hit off with our Daring Cut Purse. And then we'll go ahead and play the Shade Null in the Shadow. I contemplated doing the other one, but then it would just die. I'd rather keep it over here. So with his minion being shackled, we can pretty much guarantee our Daring Cut Purse will make it through any creature exchanges. So as long as he doesn't have a card to kill it off, it looks like we'll get at least another turn out of it, which is a pretty good payoff for that card. It's that's one of my favorite early cards, because if you can use it and start hitting with him, hitting them with it really quickly, it gets out of control fast. Waiting on our opponent here. So whereas Hearthstone has classes, this of course uses the two. Waiting on our opponent to anything at all here, but yeah. So this uses the two attributes from the Elder Scrolls games, and depending on which attributes you choose, kind of determines the type of cards you'll have, which is what I meant to say earlier. I just got a little sidetracked. So our friend here is playing Agility and Intelligence. Now, Intelligence is it's a brutal control cards. Intelligence is like if you're going for board control, that's probably one of the ones you would definitely want to pick if our opponent didn't just AFK on us here, which I believe is what happened. But yeah, so Intelligence is a lot of board control. Agility is a lot of annoying minions, like you'll get Lethal, you'll get the guys with Pilfer. You see Agility a lot. That's probably one of the more common choices. So it looks like our friend went AFK, so it passed the turn on him, so that was kind of a waste on their part. So we'll go ahead and use our Drain on him. That way we can finish off that and keep our Daring Cut Purse alive. We'll use our Fighter's Guild over here in the regular lane just to put up a guard. We will pilfer him for to put the 4/4 on. He gets a draw, but it is likely that he is still AFK. Maybe his mom had him take out the trash or something. Maybe his dog was on fire. Who knows? But he's going to have to pass the turn shortly. Alright, and it passed the turn, but it is not letting me do anything, so it's kind of forcing me to pass the turn, which is kind of strange. And it looks like our opponent disconnected. Awesome. So the way this works is, when an opponent disconnects, it either concedes them immediately, which they can do, of course, but if they if they actually disconnect, then what you have to do is wait out the turn, and then it will, once the turn's waited out, it'll automatically forfeit for them. But if you, I can't really back out or you lose the match. So what you wind up having to do is just waiting for them to, their turn to be over, and then it passes it on to you as a victory because it will force them to concede. Super boring, though. So while we have a little bit of a break here, my plan is to kind of get into the meta of this closed beta and start working on some deck lists and sharing those with you guys. With this video, I'm just now getting back into it, so I'm just kind of picking up with a deck I had semi-built the last time I was playing this, which was only a few times. But I wanted to get into it and kind of dig a little deeper. So probably right after this match, actually, I'll mess around with the cards a little. I've already seen some cards that other people are playing that I feel would probably be an improvement over mine, so I have a couple ideas for this deck right here, at least. And then, of course, I'm going to move into trying other ones. Like, I want to try a big control deck. Yeah, see, so his turn was over, so it passed the victory. But on to the next. Alright, so round 3, I messed with our deck list just a little, largely the same. I'm still using the same attributes. But we will ditch Piercing Javelin. Well, we'll ditch all of this. That was a terrible starting hand. And what we drew into wasn't any better, really. So I did change around the deck list a little bit. There are a few new cards here, which you guys will likely see at least a few of. But let's see if we can't win this last match of the day here. So we're going to coin into, or a mana potion into our Skingrad Patroller, which is a 3/2 for 2. Not a bad way to go. We got our Divine Fervor right there, which is a support card. When we play that, all of our creatures get 1/1 as long as that support card is in play. Our friend Landon here's response is to play a Firebolt and destroy our 3/2 for 2. Like I said, blue, or intelligence, is pretty controlly. So we draw a Daring Cut Purse, which is awesome, so we're going to go ahead and play that, which hopefully he won't have a second Firebolt for us. He plays a Shrieking Harpy and shackles our Daring Cut Purse, which is annoying. And then he uses Shadow Shift to change the lane it's in, which is, I mean, that was kind of pointless. He could have just played the Harpy in the right lane. Maybe he just wanted to get rid of the card, I don't know. So we draw our Master of Thieves, which is kind of the trump card of the deck, really. So what Master of Thieves does is it makes any of my Pilfer cards able to attack twice, which gets crazy. He plays another Shrieking Harpy and shackles my Master of Thieves, and gives his other Harpy Ward, then casts Ice Spike, which does 2 damage to me and lets him draw a card. We draw into Goldbrand, which is not helpful for me at all right now. He did, of course, destroy our Daring Cut Purse as well. So I coin into, or Mana Potion into our Snowy Sabercat, just to keep some sort of field presence going on here. He Ice Spikes again for another 2 damage on the drawing card. Plays Slaughterfish, which gives a 1/1 Slaughterfish on each side. Those guys gain attack as things goes on. But we draw into Quinral Burglar with our Prophecy draw. And that is fantastic. We'll probably go ahead and play Divine Fervor for right now to give the 1/1. And then we'll clear his board a little bit here. Now, if we can get that Quinral Burglar out, that is a legendary card. And what it does is it is a 6/6 or no, it's a 4/4 Pilfer. And it gets +4/+4 every time it gets its Pilfer effect. So that thing is intense. So he destroys his monsters and then uses his Blizzard to clear our board, which is unfortunate because we lose our Master of Thieves. But we do get to play our Quinral Burglar to an empty board, which makes the chances of it surviving pretty high. Oh, I also forgot it had Strain. Completely forgot about that. That card it's intense, especially with Divine Fervor, you can imagine.
Shall we begin?
So he plays Crystal Tower Crafter, which every time he plays an action, like a spell or something, it gets +1/+1, I believe. Also plays a Moonlight Werebat for 4/2. So we draw our Daring Cut Purse, but I think the play is to go ahead and pull Goldbrand, and then tap it to kill that stupid Werebat. Mostly because it has Drain, and to me, Drain is more important than that Crafter. We'll get our Pilfer effect and bring our Quinral up to 9/9. Now, depending on... We're not out of the woods yet. This could turn on me any second here. So he plays an Elusive Schemer with the Death Rattle effect. Then he hits our Quinral with Lightning Bolt for 4.
There's more.
Which brought his... and then he played some other card. I didn't see what it was. He played... his Crafter comes up to 4/4 because he played those actions. So we're going to play a Guard. We're going to tap our Goldbrand for 4 to kill his Crafter. We're going to play our Daring Cut Purse. We're going to smack him with our Pilfer again, which gives some health back to our Quinral, which brings him out of death range. Well, likely death range. He plays another Crystal Tower Crafter, which is super annoying. Then he played Smuggler's Hall, which gives him 4 cards, and all 4 of them cost 0 now. So, like I said, still anybody's game. That said, I'm liking our odds. He silences my Quinral Burglar. That's super annoying. And then he plays a 0/3 Guard on the side with my Daring Cut Purse. Then he curses my Kvatch Soldier, which brought him down to 2/3. Now he gets to do all of this for free, more or less, because he drew those 4 cards that all became 0 cost because he drew them with Smuggler's Hall. Then he used Cruel Fire Bloom. Alright, so we will tap our Goldbrand to kill his Crafter, because that Crafter was getting out of... Oh, and he just concedes. So there it is, guys. I hope you enjoyed the Elder Scrolls Legends gameplay. You can expect more from me in the future. I'm going to be working on some actual deck lists and stuff. But thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.